What's up, everybody? Mike here, and in this Baldur's Gate 3 video, I want to start with Barbarian as far as going over, a brief overview of the class and subclasses, as well as a few other things related to it that I think would be helpful in, guiding new players as well as veterans early on with what they should do. I'll go into background as well too a bit here. This will be a series I'll do on the channel here instead of doing like one big giant video doing a class overview, which will probably be like anywhere between 20 minutes to like a 40-minute long video. No. I'm going to do one for each class, spread them out, make sure they're nice and concise for you guys. And then this will not be too in-depth. I'll say that for like when I actually do build guides, where I go more in depth with that, because that way I'll be showcasing like every three levels of each class and subclass I'm doing, of how that progression is looking, what you should get equipment-wise, etc. Okay? So let's start with Barbarian here. Barbarian's primary ability is Strength. Their saving throw proficiencies are Strength and Constitution, and they have a hit dice of 1d12. They have proficiency with simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, and medium armor, as well as shields. You can check that right here too in the game if you're ever confused by that, as you see right there. All right. Actions they get here, at least one action anyway, is Rage. This is a class action. While raging, you are stronger, and you deal 2 extra damage with melee and improvised weapons, and when throwing objects. This goes for 10 turns. 2 things to note here, as you can see right below that. Rage ends early if you don't attack an enemy or take damage each turn. That's very important. You want to pay attention to. You must attack an enemy or take damage. Otherwise, it's kaput. You got to reactivate it. Also, you can't cast or concentrate on spells while raging. Something also to consider if you're trying to multi-class with a Barbarian. Because if you got to factor in, if like you decide to go with a sorcerer or wizard or even like a warlock multi-class build, while raging, you're not gonna be able to use your spells. Keep that in mind. This is a bonus action as well too. Rage charge as well at the bottom there. Class features: unarmored defense. While not wearing armor, you add your Constitution modifier to your armor class. Wearing heavy armor impedes your rage, so you do not want to mess around and get heavy armor. This will not be good whatsoever for this type of class. You want to stick to unarmored, light, or medium at all times. With the first subclass, Berserker, it emphasizes unrestrained fury and heightened offensive capabilities, transforming the Barbarian into a relentless and devastating force on the battlefield. Kind of think like Kratos, in a sense, or Guts from the anime Berserk. So, yeah, you get that feel idea there with it. And as you build and grow into this type of subclass, you're just going to become more of a kind of hulking rage in a sense, with what you can do damage-wise and just wreak havoc with throwing enemies, throwing objects like that. It's insane. The defining feature of the Berserker subclass is the ability to enter a frenzy while raging. When choosing to do so, as a bonus action, the Barbarian gains an additional attack during each of their turns while they are in rage. This intensifies their offensive power, allowing them to deal more damage and overwhelm opponents with a flurry of strikes. So that sounds like you. This is a class for you then. The next subclass is called Baldur. This is going to be more like of a nature kind of animal type focus of a subclass, where at level 3 you can learn to speak with animals, and then level 3 you can pick like bestial heart. Subclass feature from like a bear, eagle, elk, tiger, wolf, the list goes on. So, and these will dictate a certain aspect of your build going forward. For example, if you decide to go with the bear heart, enter a rage that makes you tough enough to stand up to any punishment. You can use unrelenting ferocity and have resistance to all damage except psychic damage. This lasts for 10 turns. Let's say you go with the Eagle Heart. Enter a rage that makes you near untouchable. Wild Heart subclass can use diving strike as well. Foes also have disadvantage on opportunity attacks against you. And you can use dash as a bonus action. Interesting there, right? Let's say with the Elk Heart, you went with that, right? The rage that grants you extraordinary swiftness. You can use Primal Stampede, and your movement speed increases by 4.5 meters. So all these offer something different. I was just giving you a few examples there what you can do with this type of subclass. The third subclass, Wild Magic. So this allows you to enter a rage that releases all the magic rolling inside of you. causing a random magical effect. And if this is something like you want to just have more of a chaotic run or playthrough, you know, and don't know what the heck's going to happen, go with wild magic, because you never know what magic spell is going to pop out and just attack your enemies or what it may do to buff you or help you out in a situation. Now, I want to go over here with these stats you start with, for example, with, you know, Wood Elf here. Don't have to go Wood Elf race-wise, but you got Strength and Constitution want to be your main two you focus on, and this is suggest for everyone, no matter what class you play as. Keep your initial stats and just going forward even. Keep these even numbers. They're odd numbers right now, but if you can, get these to be even numbered. Like if you can get this to 18 or to 16 somehow, you've got to sacrifice a point or two in Dex. At least keep your main two for your particular class even numbered. Try to keep all these even numbered, but yeah, because odd numbers you really get bonuses. I think it's every 2 or every 4 even number you get a bonus. Also notice initiative, you get a +1 to that. Your hit points, your health will be 14 starting off. And then the last thing I want to suggest here is you want to pay attention to your background, because they changed how these work and affect classes in the full version of the game versus the early access. So the one I'm going to recommend here for Barbarian is Soldier. Reason being the skills here, athletics and intimidation. Athletics give you a +5 to strength. Intimidation +2 to charisma. Now, I know I was talking about strength and constitution are the 2 most important abilities or attributes, basically. But the thing is, barbarians would be very good at intimidation in certain situations. So why not have that to kind of be a bully if you want in certain situations, threaten and induce fear? Because it's very fun to do that when you're in this tough situation, and you can get yourself out of it through intimidation. You could also, if you want to, up to you, go for Outlander here, which offers athletics, which gives you +5 to strength, but gives you a +3 to wisdom. I could see this maybe being more for like if you decide to do one of the other subclasses, not Berserker, but like, you know, Wild Heart or Wild Magic. Maybe this could be beneficial to that. Possibly. Up to you. I didn't really see anything else that would probably be beneficial though for Barbarian, since strength is the main focus. And you got other stuff here that's not really like strength focused at all. So yeah, it seems like Soldier would be the best bet overall. What's second option if you want to try it out? Outland. So I hope this was helpful and you better understanding how Barbarian works and the subclasses work a little bit. Like I said before, I'll be going to a more in-depth description on this class and the subclasses when I do build guides, because I plan to do, build guide for each of the subclasses in the future, along with all the classes and subclasses. So, and let you know what races go with that. And actually, I forgot to mention earlier about, if you've not checked it out, check out my which race you should choose video. Essentially going over like a brief overview of the races and what race would excel at a class there, to find out like which races would be best at Barbarian. So link in the description below, as well as the end tab at the end of the video. So click on it, check it out. Let me know what you think. Also, maybe think of this too. Are you going to go Barbarian? What do you think about doing? I know me personally, I would love to do like a Kratos run at some point as a Barbarian and mess around with some other ideas I have in mind to do. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.